What's up guys, this is your boy the Average Gamer 98 over here, back with another video for Injustice 2 Mobile. And Dawn of Apocalypse is back, and it is the most hated solo raid from my perspective. I hate it a lot. You don't get any advantages from the artifacts, you don't get any artifact boost from the team members, and that's definitely a bummer. The bosses are hard, and I've completed it like I think several times, 2 times, 3 times. I don't even recall how many times I've completed Dawn of Apocalypse Heroic level 7, and it gets boring, it's irritating as well. But let's look at this fight here. This fight is with Raven as well as King of Atlantis Aquaman and against boss Green Lantern. So few tips to fight boss Green Lantern here. Green Lantern has hidden defense. The defense is maxed out basically at 100% or at least 75% as far as I can know. It's very high defense, and as a result, if you're using the Beta Club, you're gonna get very reduced amount of damage if you don't decrease the defense. So that's why I do have Classic Superman here, because Classic Superman is essential to fight boss Green Lantern to do good amount of damage even without the Beta Club. If you're planning to use some different artifacts as well, that's fine, but make sure to use Classic Superman in your best team. It's gonna provide you a lot of advantage because it's gonna reduce the complete defense of boss Green Lantern. And as you can see over here, I do have the Mega Rod. So in case you're wondering like why my power is not getting drained although I'm in the hazard, it's because of the Mega Rod artifact. It's at level 10, so it kind of just generates power automatically. And on Classic Superman, I have Metallo's power source, so if I step on the dot as well, I'm gonna get resist and get power as well from there. So a lot of things kind of working in favor, but this battle is pretty irritating, to be honest. As you can see, Green Lantern's AI is pretty irritating. It jumps and sometimes dashes back just like that, as you can see over there, and not a lot of damage with the Beta Club, but still fine. Like, it's still fine. It's better than previous scenarios. So let's look at the damage that we were able to get here. We were able to do 540 million damage. So let's move on to the next pip. And while moving on to the next pip, so you guys might wonder whether to use the Father Box or the Beta Club with the Batman Ninja team. Ideally, I would say at the same level, they're gonna do similar amount of damage. It's not gonna do a lot of difference. My Beta Club is at level 10 and my Father Box is at level 9. So both of these would roughly do around 200 million odd damage against a particular boss. So in Dawn of Apocalypse solo raids, because obviously you're not getting any advantage from the other artifacts like I mentioned previously. So it's essential here, if you're fighting boss Green Lantern again, by the way, that you have Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd as your support character for the Batman Ninja team, because then only you would be able to generate significant amount of power as well as reduce the defense of boss Green Lantern. That is essential as well. You need to keep in mind that you'll have to reduce the defense so that you inflict higher base attack, like basic attacks, and as a result, if you're doing dot damage with the Beta Club, you're going to do more dot damage. And if you're not using the Beta Club, if you're using Father Box, or even if you're using Dark Metal Cards artifact, then in that case you do basic attack damage at a higher level. So it's essential to have Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd in the team and not classic Wonder Woman or even say Vixen or Justice League the Flash, which are definitely good support characters as well for the Batman Ninja team. So pretty standard pip here, doing good amount of damage. As you can see, the dot is flying and it's going over 2 million, which is definitely an interesting stuff, because it's going above 2 million. That means like roughly you can do close to, like I was mentioning, 200 million damage easily. So almost down. This boss is almost down, and we're going to look at the rewards that we're getting as well. Definitely a very irritating boss, no doubt, but it's much better right now in the sense like you have a lot of alternate teams that can be used as well. Say for example, you can use even Mr. Freeze if you want. Although this boss is stun and freeze resistant, you can still use Mr. Freeze. It would do some good amount of damage. So victory here. Let's look at the damage we were able to do. We were able to complete 130 million easily with roughly 50 seconds out left as well. So let's look at the rewards. Excellent rewards for defeating boss Emerald Green Lantern awaits us. Best rewards that you can get for defeating a boss is actually, hold your breath guys, hold your breath. It's gonna be a great reward. You won't be disappointed. The best rewards you can get for defeating a boss is actually the boss itself. Right. That's what we got, guys. Getting Emerald Green Lantern for defeating Emerald Green Lantern. Ridiculous as it is. Alright, let's move on to the next pip. And the next pip would be against boss Heartbreaker Harley Quinn. So Heartbreaker Harley Quinn is stun resistant, stun and freeze resistant. So you cannot, like use direct stun strategy that is with Heartbreaker Harley Quinn and the LOA team, complete LOA team. So it's better to go with freeze again. Like I started using freeze and wanted to see like how much amount of damage is freeze doing without any support from the artifacts. It's like base beta club damage that I'm gonna get. Obviously Brainiac is there in the team as well, and classic Wonder Woman helps to increase the critical attack damage. Very standard team, very standard stuff as well, but freeze resistant. So I wanted to see like how much damage I'm able to do, whether I'm able to freeze continuously and then do some good amount of damage without any artifact boost. So that's the idea behind this particular team, and I do have the Sword of Sin on Brainiac to power drain so that I don't end up eating up the specials from Heartbreaker Harley Quinn with the SP1 or an SP2, which is going to do good amount of damage. And as well as things to keep in mind is, if you are landing up a special from Heartbreaker Harley Quinn in Dawn of Apocalypse solo raid here, you're gonna get stunned as well, so there is a chance to stun, so which is definitely bad. So it's better to power drain or power steal. If you have the artifacts, if you have the characters, it's better to use them as well. So let's stack up the lethal damage, and we already get a stun as well, which is a good thing, definitely a good thing. And a block out of the blues, guys. A block out of the blues. So another SP1 from Brainiac, now SP2 from Mr. Freeze. We are at 20 stacks of damage boost for Mr. Freeze rather, and stacking up basically just the percentage damages of like Beta Club and the percentage damage of Beta Club. It's basically as simple as that. I know it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. So anyways, guys, we are just stacking up the lethal damage, 9 stacks now, and completing the 10th stack, and then tagging in, getting some damage from Heartbreaker Harley Quinn, who decides to block out of the blues. But it's okay guys. Once cornered and frozen, this is gonna be a frozen affair for a minute or so. So it's just gonna be a frozen affair. So the interesting part would be the dot damage that we are able to get at this point of time. This is without the super move from a 4-star freeze. That needs to be kept in mind. So if your freeze is 7 stars or 6 stars, it's gonna do a lot more damage, to be honest. But still, we are getting 4.3 million dot, which means ideally, if your like classic Wonder Woman is maxed out, also your Mr. Freeze is maxed out, with the Beta Club, even in this scenario, you would be able to get at least 10 million, 8 million, 10 million dot, which is definitely a good thing given the fact that you don't have any artifact boost to help your case. So that's it. That's literally it for this video. Let's look at the damage. We were able to do 266 million damage. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Bye bye.